Hey, welcome remodelers. Day number 9 of the 30-day prompt challenge for remodelers. And man, we are moving through them. All right. So hopefully you've been able to catch up and stay with us. And you're seeing that you're starting to get the feel for how this AI works and how really it's become like your assistant on the job. Now, here's what's great. You can train anybody in your company. So for those of you that have an office admin, this could be a really good role for them. They're at the computer a lot. They could be helping you put together these things. And sometimes you could say, hey, Diane, let's say your office admin, her name's Denise. You say, hey, Denise, we want to put together such and such and such and such. Let's do a little research. She asks the different people in the company for their input, right? Gather all that data, and then she can go in and create that document. Then let anyone review it, make some additions, edits, corrections, whatnot, bring it back and move on. All right. So let's take a look here. Let me start sharing my screen. I'm going to share screen 1. There we go. We're working. All right. So here we are. Today is day 9, and let's get into it. We want to go here. All right. Let me just open that up. So we want to talk about quality control. And I hear this struggle a lot about trying to find trained people, expert people. This is what I found was true for me. There are many talented people out there that want to work for great companies. And most of the talented people are working for a great company right now. Most of the good people that came to my company, I found them when they were working for another company. So you just have to get over that fact that your guys are out there. They aren't working for you right now because they're working for somebody else. And if you make your place a much better environment and a better match for them, they will be happy to want to come over to you. Now, there are always other factors. Yes, a couple of the guys came over to me because where they was working was going out of business. They could see the writing on the wall. Lawsuits, right? Trouble, problems, owners going bankrupt. And believe it or not, that can happen to a lot of companies. So at one time, this one company that ended up going out of business, in fact, multiple competitors of mine went out of business throughout the tenure of me running my remodeling business, where I can remember looking up to those companies going, man, one day I'd like to, compete with them. I want to compete with them today. I want to be better, bigger than them. And it wasn't that long until, they both went out of business. The first one that went out, they were probably $30-some million a year company, right? Been in business for over 50 years. And new ownership kind of came in and just didn't know what they were doing. And boom, they're gone just like that. So just understand that no matter where you are in the market today, relative to everyone else, things shift and things change. But if you build a solid foundation for your remodeling business, it'll weather the storm and you will make it through. And there'll be a day where other companies are looking to you going, man, we want to be like them. All right. So quality control, very important thing. And where I was going in the beginning is when you're struggling to find people, I found that a lot of my A+ lead carpenters, yes, I'm bringing them over from other companies. Yes, they're experienced. And I had to show them, like, this is how I want it done here. Little shifts this way, that way. But for the most part, they already knew how to run the ball to the goal line. We just were a little more customer oriented and customer satisfaction focused. So it was easy to implement those things. And what these guys would do is they would have to train the younger guys, right? And there's a lot of young guys out there that want to be in the industry. Obviously, they don't have the experience. Most of them, their parents weren't in the industry, so they weren't able to learn that way. So your crew will often be the one who's going to teach these people how to do what it is you'd like them to do. All right, so let's get into it. So why does quality control matter, right? Because quality issues are really one of the fastest ways that can kill the client's trust, and it definitely destroys profit and will tank your schedule, right? Last thing you ever want to do is think you're at a certain stage, recognize, man, we got to go back and do that all over again. Nobody's happy about that. All right. And yet, so many guys don't even recognize that you can catch things, or if you catch things early and address them early, yes, it's frustrating in the moment, but man, does it save your butt down the road, right? So a lot of this just comes down to being consistent, having checkpoints, and catching the problems early, right? And the best teams, the way that they go about this is they build quality control throughout the process, right? You're not rushing to get it done. Just slap it up there. We'll fix it later. No, do it right the first time. We fix it now. All right. So little things add up a lot. Grout lines, you know, I mean, man, having to go back and pull out tile and fix and recut, just a pain. You know, you're talking, it could add another day or two to. What I'm saying is if you put 1 or 2 tiles in at the end of your day and you're in a rush and they don't look right, if you would have just spent probably that extra 15 minutes to maybe 30 minutes, make that extra cut or two, I know, going back up and down the steps, doing another trim on the saw, whatever. But by doing it then, it saves you hours of having to come back the next day and fix it, right? Or a week later. All right. Understand this, when you create standardized inspection checkpoints, you will prevent almost all the callbacks. You'll speed up your process and it'll help you train the new members to your standards, right? All right, so here's how we can create an AI prompt to make that checklist for us. You just set up whatever your discipline is, whatever your area of expertise. And hey, act as a veteran remodeling project manager and help me create a quality control checklist for, and you insert the project that you're doing. Break the checklist into logical stages, right? Demo, rough, framing, rough ins, drywall, whatever. For each stage, list specific items that should be verified, prioritize common issues, callbacks, delays, or unhappy clients will miss, format it and clean, printable checklist I can give to my team. Now, I share with you something that I've always find interesting is I meet with a lot of remodelers, right, around the country. They ask me to come in and help them with their business. And there's a big company. They do 30 million now. When I first started working with them, they were doing 5. And I remember the first day I did a visit with them. I'm down with their, we'll call them their, essentially he was like an operations manager. He was in charge of all the project managers and the crews. And he's taking me out and he's feeling great. Like, he's like, man, we got all these crews. I got all these project managers. They work for me. He felt really good, right? And we're running around from job site to, after we stop and we take time to wash his truck at the car wash. I couldn't believe it. I was like, shouldn't we be going to job sites? And the guy's taking me to get his truck washed because he loved showing off how nice his truck looked. We even swung by his house so he could get his lunch that he forgot. I mean, it was great. All right, so anyway, we pull up to the first job. He's got 3 guys on site. They're doing a bathroom remodel and, you know, checking it out. The guys are at work. It's good. They're doing things. You know, the demo's done. They're framing up a new wall. And I'm looking around and I was like, that's interesting. And they were using drywall sheetrock screws to do their framing. Now, I don't know what you know about sheetrock screws, but they don't have the holding strength, shear strength of a regular screw or nail. They're not meant, the heads will snap off. They are not meant to be like a structural member. And as we were walking away, I said, hey, your guys, is that common in your area? Is this how you do? He's like, oh yeah, we always do it that way. And I was shocked. And I'm like, well, you know, those were drywall. He's like, yeah, they're sheetrock screws. I was like, but they're cheaper. He's telling me they're cheaper. And I'm like, yeah, they are, but they're not better. So anyway, you as by putting in checklists, these are things that you can put in there. Like, you don't know what your guys sometimes out in the field are doing. This company sure didn't, right? They had all these crews doing all this kind of stuff every day. Now imagine the warranty issues that start mounting up for a company. Let's say you're doing 5 million a year and half of your crews are using the wrong screws, the wrong fasteners, and the wrong applications, right? So when things start to go south and fail and you have to go back and you're doing warranty, a lot of that could have been prevented. You know, if the guy would have spent $3 extra and bought the right nails or screws, you wouldn't be now coming back and doing a $15,000 warranty project, right? Facing a potential lawsuit from a homeowner. So all this is being said is that any checklist or any process is only as good as the people that are meant to oversee it, right? So if the head of your team doesn't know and he's out there supervising, he might be supervising crap. All right. That's what I saw on a lot of jobs. So here's the here's what that prompt can look like, right? So let's say we have a bathroom remodel and boom, we want to do the pre-demo walkthrough, right? Did we do the client walkthrough? We got the scope, everything's confirmed. Existing conditions are documented with photos. All right, we have a protection plan. We're figuring out what flooring and fixtures and furniture is anything. You know, are we saving it? How are we protecting it? What are we doing with the debris? Once we get after, you know, now let's look. Framing's exposed. Are we going to evaluate? Is there water damage? Are there any problems? Electrical, plumbing's exposed. Are we making any changes? Rough framing, right? Make sure that everything's properly secured and fastened. No sheetrock screws for framing members. All right. Do we have our blocking installed in the right places, right? Where are the grab bars going? Where are the towel bars? And where's the toilet paper holder going? If you're doing a lot of aging in place, you need a bunch of grab bars in the showers, right? All that should have blocking. What about niches and nooks? Do you have that carefully planned and framed? Very good. All right. You want to make sure you have it done now. Is your rough in at the rough in stage, right? We want to make sure that there's the plumbing pressure test, that it passed. It's been documented. We did it. It worked. Perfect. Are the drain and vent lines, are they sloped properly, secured, right? Are the electrical boxes secure? Are they in the right place? Did they use the right wire? Do we have nail plates? All the things. Is the insulation done properly? Do we have fire blocking? Are we fire stopping any of the penetrations that go between the floors and the top plates and bottom plates? So there we go. So anyhow, you can have all of this stuff together, and that's how you can make your checklist. All right, so here we go. We go over to AI, and we say, hey, act as a veteran remodeling project manager and help me create the quality control checklist for insert project here, right? And da-da-da. And there you go. Once you hit submit, boom, here it is. So please create the checklist. And when it's done doing its analyzing, you will have your AI prompt. A lot of people on the AI machine tonight. It's still analyzing. And here we go. This one we made into a downloadable checklist. There it is. So now you have a bathroom remodel quality control checklist that you can hand to your team. Nice and easy. So I'd recommend that you label and brand it, put your logo on all this, and then review it before you hand it out. Anyway, hope that helps you guys, and wish you the best. And we'll be back here tomorrow for day 10. And as always, if you're on the live, if you want to ask any questions, you can put them in the chat. You can also, at Remodelers Helping Remodelers, you can put in any comments if there's anything specific you want addressed or covered. All right, guys, have an amazing night, and we'll see you next time. Yeah, to end this. Boom.